Okay, now that we're getting a little bit more comfortable bowing, we're gonna try to put all of this together. Step by step, our feet are evenly spaced apart, like with our shoulders, left foot forward, rest position, and into our violin stance. Let's talk about where our violin should be. Shouldn't be straight up, should be straight, slightly sticking up like this. Okay, violin up, we like this. So that this is how we look. Our violin is not down. Oh, this is bad. Very bad. This is better, but this is really where we want our violin to be all the time. I always say to my students, the way you practice is the way you're going to play. So if you practice like this at home, that's how you're going to look like when you go out on the stage. But if you practice like this at home, this is how you're going to look. And we want good form because it's the first thing anyone sees. They see your form and, oh, they've already made a judgment about how you play based on the way you look. So we've got our violin up. We've got our bow grip. We've been doing down bows. Okay. Let's put our bow on the A string at the frog. We're dead center between the bridge and the fingerboard. And we've got our imaginary line through the bridge, which is our guide to help keep our bow straight. We want a bow straight. So I'm going to go down bow, A, up bow, and then another down bow, and then another up bow. We want to do 4 in a row, like really nicely. Okay? You can stop and check. Stop and check. Okay, now the key with bowing, it's all in the wrist, okay? We want our bow shoulder to be relaxed and down. We don't want to do this, okay? We don't want to do anything funny with our bow. You slip your arm through the string and the rope's coming down and it rests there and it comes under your arm and your arm hangs to the ground. It should look like this. And the key is to have your wrist go out. Look at my wrist, guys. Watch my wrist. It comes in towards my nose. My wrist goes, I go down bow and my wrist goes out. This is the motion. If you can master this, your bow's going to be straight. I promise you, it will be straight. We don't want to do this, right? We don't want to do. Wrist comes in towards the nose. Stop. And look at it. Now go down bow. Down here, down here. Wrist goes out. This is what the bow and the form should look like at the end of a down bow. Up bow. This is what your wrist, your arm, and your shoulder, your whole bow arm should look like. Stop, pause, check. Look, it's not a race. Up bow. Wrist comes in towards the nose. Stop, look, check. Then start to do a whole bunch of them. And let me give you a great tip. People tend to tense up in their shoulders when they play the violin. They do this. They tend to tense up in both hands. They squeeze them. And then in the mouth. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to be really, really aware of that. You know, relaxed here and in the jaw. Relaxed shoulders hanging to the ground and not squeezing our hands. So as you get more comfortable bowing, sometimes you just got to start doing it and get through it. Sometimes I say, work through the bowing. Even if you make mistakes, it's okay. But pay attention and don't be in a race. Okay? A string at the frog, between the bridge and the fingerboard, down bow. Stop and take a look. Looking good? If you look like that, fix it. Up bow, look at the wrist, look at your shoulder. Good. Look at your bow. My eyes are going to be on my bow right here. Then give me 10 in a row. Then you can start to do on the E string. And after you've learned the A string and the E string, bow on the D string and on the G string. And you can see my elbow does have to come up as I change the angle of the bow. Play around with it. You just got to get used to it. But I would really recommend having some guidelines of your bow has to be between the bridge and the fingerboard at all times. And you can pause, take a look. Is it where it's supposed to be? If it's not, just pick it up and move it. If it's not straight with the line through the bridge, fix it. Stop and fix it. You can pause, check, take a look. Don't be in a race, okay? I like practicing in front of a mirror because you can look. You can also use a video device, your phone or your tablet or your computer. Video yourself and watch yourself, and you'll see what's going on. You can check out for yourself. This is what we're going to call advanced bowing, and you really want to get comfortable doing this before we move to the next lesson.